Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of my journey out of Silver League. This is MJOoSL, and I'm bringing you my TVT build. I'm here on a game against Smuck here, our dear friend Smuck, who's going to do the regular 10 depot, 12 racks, 13 refinery with the orbital, and then the conventional version, what I would imagine is a conventional version of tanks, which is switching the factory to the tech lab that you put on the racks. I don't like that. Starports are 100 gas, and then your medevacs are going to be another 100 gas on top of that. If you use Vikings, they're not quite as useful. They're, what, 75, a little bit less. But gas is expensive because one trip to the gas line gives you 4 gas, and one trip to the mineral line gives you 8 minerals. So by that rationale, gas is twice as expensive as minerals is. So in the early game, as we're trying to expand and as we're trying to build up an army, I want to try and stay as gas lean as I can until I get my expansion up. So that led me to this build. You'll see I have no racks there. So as this factory comes up, this guy has a pretty standard 1-1-1 build, right? He's putting the eBay down. Maybe a better macro play would have been to expand at this point, or push out and expand behind the push once the factory comes out. Actually, I think yeah. Well, it's Silver League, right? So we're all learning. But he sees this blue building out of the corner of his eye. What the hell is this? Bam. So what I need for my build is vision, right? Tanks need vision. Star units or air units are just they're too gas expensive for how useful they are for a good push, a good tank push in the early game. And so, yeah, pretty well dominates, right? So now I want to skip back to the beginning, and I want to show you the build from my perspective. Like I said, I'm trying to do this as gas lean as possible, and the best way to do that is to get flying units that don't take any gas. And a lot of us forget that our racks can fly. So what I do is I do my 10 supply, but I put it right there on the gas line. And then I can shift queue this worker over to the refinery. Very well timed. And it works out flawlessly, right? I mean, the timing just works out perfectly. And then as soon as the worker's done building the racks, he goes and builds the factory. It takes 4 workers on gas to support tank production. So I put 3, and then after the factory goes down, I build the other refinery and put just 2 workers in that second gas. So 5 workers on gas total until I get siege mode up and running. And then, kind of depending on how I feel, I'll click one over back onto the mineral line so that I have enough gas to support full tank production until my expansion is up and running, at which point I'll get my starport. So, in a perfect world, what happens here is that your scout, especially on a 2-player map, right? You know exactly where the enemy is. A 5-minute scout is fine because most Terrans wall off anyway, just out of habit. Look at that, a walled off Terran. Banshees aren't going to hit until 7 minutes, so as long as I scout it by a 6-minute mark, I can get an eBay up and throw up a couple of turrets if I have to. I found this build works really well against an early expanding. Oh, we just missed a very key component of this. Well, I guess you can kind of see it, right? We got the racks building on their side of the map. This is what's going to give us vision. This is our gas-free vision. We don't want to use scans because those are useful for mules and for supply drops. I have an interesting theory on supply drops that I'd like to talk about maybe later. They say that well, we'll do it really quickly. They say a mule gives you like, what, 240 minerals over the course of its life, whereas a supply drop costs basically 100 minerals for that supply. Anyhow, let's get back on topic here. Maybe I'll discuss that later. So the idea is, you know, in a perfect world, you scan and figure out where their important structures are, and then you set up your tanks to hammer them. So right now I'm going to go and hit that the tech lab, so that way I stop any tanks from coming out. Where this build really fails is against really well-defined air. Banshees, of course. 1-1-1 play is usually bad because Vikings come out and Vikings snipe down the racks really well. The cool thing about the racks is it can really take a hammering. It's an armored structure with 1,000 health. So that can take a huge pounding before it's a problem. And what I usually do is I just take, I think you may have seen it, when the attack comes I try and grab 4 SCVs for repairs. And you know, if I'm feeling really ballsy, I'll put a bunker here or something. But yeah, that's about it. I have a lot of luck with this build on a racks heavy opponent or on a fast expanding opponent. This build is really weak versus a lot of Vikings or a lot of Banshees. It's all in the way I play because I'm not very good at multitasking. This is pretty well isolated right now where I could get back and put my second, get my expansion up and not really worry too much about it. Switch back and forth if I had the chops to do so. So that's kind of something I'm working on. But I don't see anybody else doing this. I see the factory going out, you know, on a bio build. But utilizing the racks like this for vision, I don't see, and I don't know why we don't, because it's so cheap. It's just 150 minerals, and you get 1,000 health and an armor. You know, I would be really curious to see what a more adept player would do. Maybe there's an opportunity for that building armor upgrade for this. Obviously, once more pieces are in play, the flying racks itself isn't quite as useful because, like I said, the Vikings take it down, other air units take it down. But in the middle, this race to 2 tanks with siege right on the doorstep with a barracks for vision, I'm having a lot of fun, a lot of luck with this thing, and I don't think anybody else has done it. So it's kind of my own build right now, which is kind of proud of. Let's see, what else? Yeah. I think I'll be posting some games soon about Zerg. I'd been having a lot of problems against Zerg, but I'm kind of getting the hang of mech. I think it might be because of this tank exercise that I've been running with. So, yeah, it's going really well. It's been a lot of fun. I'm only able to play a couple hours a week now, though, because we're right in the middle of tax season, and of course the babies. But it's all good. It's all fun. Hope you guys are progressing. Have fun. Good luck. Bye.